Right now at noon, more Sun Prairie parents demanding accountability as the school year begins. This as a former dean accused of child sex crimes enters a plea. Plus, accusers of Jeffrey Epstein gather at Capitol Hill to share their stories, how Congress is pushing for the release of more documents. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us today at noon. I'm Josh Breiter. First for us, Madison police are looking for a missing man at this hour. According to MPD, Karsten Walker has not been seen in several days. Officers responded to a report of a missing person on the Nakusa Trail on August 27. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Madison Police Department at 608-255-2345. You can also remain anonymous by contacting Madison Area Crime Stoppers. That number is 608-266-6014 or submit a tip at p3tips.com. We are working to learn more about what led to a shelter-in-place order and an arrest in the village of Highland overnight. The Iowa County Sheriff's Office sent out a Facebook post asking for people in the area of Isabel Court to shelter in place because of an active scene. Police have since canceled the shelter-in-place order. They say a person is in custody as a result. Now to continuing coverage of fallout at the at the Sun Prairie School District, rather. As students returned to class, parents and community members gathered outside the school board meeting to voice their concerns. This comes as the former dean of students, Robert Gilkey Meisegeier, has pleaded not guilty to 13 counts of possession of child sexual abuse materials and 2 counts of child sexual exploitation. Outside the board's closed session, parents demanded the school board address how the district handled accusations against Gilkey Meisegeier. Last week, the district placed some staff members on leave, but did not disclose how many or who.
And if it comes out that they knew about some of these things and didn't report it, that we find new leaders that can come into the school district and really be accountable and really be there to protect our kids.
Personally, I'm not comfortable with the students being there until the school is deemed safe by either the police in their investigation or by action by the board.
A criminal complaint alleges multiple underage students were victims of the former dean's misconduct. It also claims district leadership dismissed a tip about his actions earlier this year. Parents plan to attend the open session on Monday the 8th. Gilkey Meisegeier is scheduled to return to court on October 30th. Accusers of the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and his incarcerated co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell gathered on Capitol Hill this morning to share their stories publicly. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
We're in a sorority that none of us asked to join.
Accusers of the late Jeffrey Epstein, along with their families and advocates, are fighting for transparency.
He was an international human trafficker.
The women say they want the public to know what they endured.
Protect the vulnerable, not the powerful. Protect children and survivors.
The news conference comes as Republican Congressman Thomas Massie of Kentucky and Democratic Representative Ro Khanna of California are leading a bipartisan effort to try and force a vote requiring the Justice Department to turn over all files related to the case.
There is something that is rotten in Washington. Less than 1% of these files have been released.
The lawmakers are pressuring the Trump administration to disclose more information about the criminal probes and recently subpoenaed the Justice Department for Epstein records. Analysis by CBS News found much of the release had already been made public, but did include unseen surveillance video outside Epstein's jail cell on the night he died by suicide, as well as the disgraced financier's flight logs documenting travel with young women.
It's so hard to begin to heal knowing that there are people out there who know more about my abuse than I do.
House Speaker Mike Johnson was among the lawmakers who met privately with victims on Tuesday, calling them courageous.
There were tears in the room. There was outrage. It was both, I would describe it as heartbreaking and infuriating that justice has been delayed so long.
It is a cover-up of epic proportions.
Other lawmakers say the House Speaker and colleagues are not doing enough to bring transparency and accountability. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
A rainy start to our Wednesday. First Warn meteorologist Jacob Montesano has the certified most accurate forecast. Hi, Jacob.
Hey Josh, although we have seen rain throughout the morning, we're not going to see much going forward. Looking at the current radar, not really seeing much at this hour. A lot of the rain has kind of pushed off to the east, some lingering showers near Milwaukee, but a lot of our viewing area pretty dry at this time. And for the most part, it is going to stay that way. Now, the best chance of rain for the rest of today will be for areas south and southeast of Madison. Areas off to the north and northwest, very unlikely to see anything. Can't completely rule out an isolated shower, and that may continue into the evening, but for the most part, again, not really going to see much. Now, what we are going to see are the skies become more clear as we head into the overnight hours, which will allow those temperatures to really drop possibly into the lower 40s. Now, looking at the current winds, the winds are also a big reason why we are seeing those cooler temperatures. Current wind speed right now between 10 to 15 miles per hour for a lot of the region, and they're out of the northwest, which again, keeping those temperatures at bay. And they're going to continue to be breezy throughout the afternoon, but then they will calm down throughout the overnight hours, which is another ingredient that will allow those temperatures overnight to really fall. So for the rest of today, we're talking about high temperatures in the middle to lower 60s with mostly cloudy skies. But then as we look at the overnight lows, we could be dropping into the lower 40s. Could even be flirting with some 30s for areas off to the north, which would be the first time in months. So it is definitely going to be a chilly night here in southern Wisconsin. Thankfully, though, we aren't going to see much in terms of rainfall, but those clear skies and the lack of wind tonight will really be a big reason those temperatures will be cool. Now, for tomorrow, it is going to warm up into the lower 60s, but that's still very easily below normal for this time of the year. And for the most part, we are going to stay that way for the next several days. So I'll talk more in detail about that and show you another chance of rain before the week is over, coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, we'll see you then. Looking ahead, sounds like it's a great time to kick off our News 3 Now 40th annual Coats for Kids Winter Coat Collection. It's going to begin Monday with a Pack the Truck event. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County will be outside Clinky Cleaners on Monona Drive from 6 in the morning to 6:30 at night. Donations include kids or adult winter coats, jackets, and other winter accessories. This year, there's a special need for infant, toddler, and larger teen sizes. After Monday, you can make donations at any Madison area Clinky Cleaners until October 4th. Well, we are just 4 days away from the Packers' first regular season game this season, and you'll be able to watch it right here on News 3 Now. This Sunday, the Pack will face off against the Detroit Lions, a division rival that swept Green Bay last season. Will this year be any different with the addition of Micah Parsons on the defense? Coverage starts Sunday at 3:25 right here on CBS. Coming up next on News 3 Now at noon, how K-pop fans can feel like winners at McDonald's, plus why Google won't have to sell off its Chrome browser or Android.
A federal judge has ruled that Google will not have to sell off its Chrome browser or Android. The landmark decision was part of a major federal antitrust lawsuit brought by the Justice Department, alleging that the tech giant stifled competition by entering into multi-billion-dollar deals to make its search engine the default on smartphones and other devices. The judge said selling off parts of the company would be incredibly messy and highly risky, though he did put some restrictions on how Google conducts its payments, and he ordered the company to share data with qualified competitors. Google has expressed concerns about data sharing and its effects on user privacy. A DOJ lawyer called the ruling a major win for the American people. Tonight, Powerball players have another chance to become a billionaire. The $1.3 billion jackpot is the fifth largest in the game's history, with a cash value of almost $600 million. And BTS fans can also feel like winners at McDonald's. Starting today, the chain's Happy Meals will feature Tiny Tan figurines. The characters are based on members of the popular K-pop group. This week, McDonald's also announced the return of its lower-cost extra value menu starting September 8th. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Here's the stock report at the noon hour. The Dow is down 212 points. NASDAQ is up 200, and the S&P 500 up this hour 12. Right now, our call for action volunteers are in the building, taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call for action. Pam returns next with the farm numbers, and Jacob is tracking the first warn forecast and later on Live at 4. For students starting at UW-Madison, the city may be unfamiliar. We're highlighting things to do for Madison newbies. Welcome back. Let's check in now with Pam Yankee for the Midwest Farm Report. Pam, good to see you again.
Good to be here, Joshy. I appreciate it. And we're going to jump right in with some news that you can use coming up this weekend. For anybody that's interested in wool arts, fiber arts, or in the sheep industry, are you lucky? A premier event is getting started September 5th at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds in Jefferson. It's the annual Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival, and they don't leave any stone untouched when it comes to the events and the activities that they offer. They are going to have everything from the actual animals themselves, obviously all kinds of different breeds of sheep that you can take a look at. They've got dog trials that are going to be going on, so you can watch those border collies primarily and other dogs do their herding. They've got the equipment. If you've got used equipment, for example, that you've used to run your flock, they're looking for that. And then a lot of information about the yarns, the fiber arts that they are going to be featuring. Kind of an outdoor food market, but it's instead of food, you'll be seeing yarn that's offered. A lot of vendors. They also have classes that are going to be going on. So like I said, if you've got any interest at all, I really want to encourage you to go to the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival. It's coming up September 5th through the weekend, and that's going to be at the Jefferson County Fair Park in Jefferson. You can find out more on their website. That's WisconsinSheepandWoolFestival.com. You've got to spell it all out. I know that's a little bit of a drag, but still, it is definitely worth it if you are interested in any aspect. In fact, the Wisconsin Sheep, Dairy Sheep Group is going to be there handing out samples. So a lot of information all in one spot. The information I'm getting as far as the farmers' attitudes about this weather, still pretty good. 83% of our corn this week is rated good to excellent, no change. 84% of our soybeans rated good to excellent. That's up a percentage point. We've got about 4% of our corn silage already harvested this week, and we also have about 29% of our potatoes that are already in the bins. These cooler temperatures definitely helping our potato producers to manage when they want to harvest, how much they want to harvest. That's kind of one of those crops, Josh, that it doesn't have to be rushed along. Potatoes, as you probably can imagine, can stay in the ground for quite a little while before they actually harvest them. And then, because our potato growers are so good at technology, they can keep those potatoes safe and comfy for us all the way until June, July of next year. So we don't want to rush the potato harvest. And these temperatures actually are quite friendly for those folks.
Boy, it's like we flipped the switch, though, from summer to fall like that.
Just like that. I thought it was going to come back, but I'm not seeing that so much on the short term.
I know. We'll have to wait and see. All right, Farm Babe. Good to have our Farm Babe fix again. We missed you.
See you later, Joshy.
Sounds good. Fall-like temperatures again this week. Here's first warm meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, Josh, and yeah, it's really going to feel like fall, especially tonight into tomorrow morning, where we're going to see low temperatures in the lower 40s. Now, as far as rainfall goes, not going to see much for the rest of today, but they are going to showers are going to return Thursday night, and for the most part, we are going to stay below normal until potentially the end of the 10-day forecast, when we may finally start to see those temperatures warm up. So for the rest of the day, we're going to continue to see the possibility of showers, mainly for areas south and southeast of Madison, but a lot of the area won't see any further rainfall. And as we head into the overnight hours, we are going to see those skies become partly to mostly clear. And as we get into Thursday morning, it is going to be very chilly because of those clear skies. Now, continuing forward, though, not going to see much rain for the day on Thursday, but Thursday night we will see those showers and a few isolated thunderstorms roll through the area. This is likely going to occur after sunset, so overall this is not expected to be a big issue, but some passing showers are possible, and it looks like that will clear out well before Friday. But because we're going to see a good amount of cloud cover Friday, can't completely rule out an isolated shower, but the temperatures are going to remain cool. If anything, they're going to get even cooler for the next couple of days. A big reason for that is we're going to continuously see west to northwesterly winds, and they are going to be fairly gusty, around 20 to 25 miles per hour today, calming down overnight. And for Thursday, they're not going to be too windy, but then they're going to pick up Thursday night as that rain moves through, and the gusty winds will then continue for Friday. And as I mentioned, they're mostly going to be out of the west northwest, gusting up around 25 to 30 miles per hour, continuing throughout the day on Friday before finally calming down once we get to the overnight hours Friday. So looking at the temperatures, For the rest of today, highs will be in the middle to lower 60s. We likely have already hit our high temperature in Madison, which was 67. I don't expect to get back to that point. Right now, we're in the lower 60s. We are going to stay there for the rest of the day. And overnight, with those clear skies, we're going to drop into the lower 40s, potentially upper 30s for some areas off to the north. And continuing for tomorrow, despite the sunny and dry conditions, highs may only be in the lower 60s. And the record for the coldest high temperature in Madison tomorrow is 60s. So that goes to show you just how below normal these temperatures are. And they are going to continue to be below normal, but slowly getting better. And once we get to the weekend, the winds will be calmer. And with the sun shining, excuse me, it will feel a lot better. Middle 60s for highs both days. So again, still below normal, but calm winds and sunshine will make it feel better. And looking specifically at the Packers game in Green Bay, it is going to be pretty good. Plenty of sunshine with temperatures in the 60s. Very good football weather. Definitely enjoy the game. Maybe bring a light jacket. But if you're in the sun, you may want to take that jacket off because there's not going to be any wind. Now, as we take a look at the full 7 to 10 day forecast, by the time we get to next work week, we are going to see those 70s return. And it looks like those 70s will be pretty consistent across the board next week. Also notice not really going to see a ton of rainfall after that rainfall Thursday night. So for the most part, we are going to see dry conditions kind of come back. You know, the rainfall today didn't produce a ton of precipitation, but it was definitely, you know, a kind of rain that we will take considering how dry it's been, but very dry weather is in the forecast after that Thursday night rainfall.
Yeah, my yard liked the rain today, that's for sure.
Yeah, right.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Let's head to the Mr. Food Test Kitchen now, where Howard has a recipe perfect for these cooler temperatures.
Now that the kids are back in school and everyone seems to be getting back into a routine, we find ourselves needing meals that will fill us up, that are fast, and that won't break the bank. Well, nothing is easier or more welcoming than a big pot of soup like the one we're making today. All we do is bring some chicken broth, peeled and diced potatoes, and a bit of chopped onion to a boil. Once it does, we lower the heat and let it simmer until the potatoes are tender. While that's doing its thing, we melt some butter in a skillet and stir in an equal amount of flour to make what is called a roux, which will help thicken our soup. Once we stir that in and it gets all creamy, we add some frozen corn, diced ham, a bit of salt and pepper, and some half and half. A few more minutes and it's time to ring the dinner bell. Maybe serve this with some crusty bread and a salad, and you've got a nice change of pace dinner that's weekday friendly. I do hope you'll go online and get the recipe for our potato corn soup. It's one of those recipes that you'll probably end up putting in the front of your recipe box since everybody loves it. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an easier way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
After the break, Angie Horkin with the Wisconsin Beef Council is here with some quick and easy recipes perfect for those busy school nights. Welcome back. Angie Horkin with the Wisconsin Beef Council joins us, and she's helping us out as we know this is kind of a busy season for a lot of families, so you are helping us kind of alleviate that a little bit.
I'm going to try. So I picked some really nice, easy meals, fairly fast, 30-35 minutes. But
Perfect.
Then also, too, I like to pick kid-friendly meals this time of year because the kids are stressed out enough, like getting back in their routine and sitting in the classroom all day. Give them something they're really going to enjoy.
And look forward to.
And look forward to for dinner, right. So I've got taco egg rolls.
Yum.
Who doesn't love a new version of a taco? This is kind of fun because it's really simple, just your simple taco filling.
Okay.
So I used ground sirloin. I did one small onion, diced it up, browned it, and then some taco seasoning. Now, you could definitely do a taco night, double your taco filling, your taco meat,
yeah,
and then save some. And the kids could even make they're made in the air fryer. So very easy.
Very easy.
About 6 minutes in the air fryer. But yeah, otherwise just make a fresh batch of taco meat. Great for game day too.
Oh, for sure.
Don't forget about that. we're in full swing there.
Yes, we are.
Serve with some salsa, some guac, some sour cream, whatever you like. But yeah, in the air fryer.
I love that.
Yeah, so 1 pound of ground beef will make about 10 egg rolls.
Perfect.
And they're fun. Who doesn't love eating an egg roll with your hands?
Something different too.
It
Yeah.
is. It
Quick
is
and easy.
Yeah. Okay, second recipe is a skillet meal. Kind of do the whole thing in the skillet. It's called our French onion meatball sub. So if you're a
Yum.
French onion soup fan, which I am.
I feel like the fall is perfect for that
yes.
too.
So we've turned that into a meatball sub recipe. So I went ahead and did a pound of meatballs, and made 12. So they're pretty big. They're like 2-ounce meatballs.
Those are big.
Yeah. So kind of brown those up about 5 minutes. Then I have the onion soup mix in the meatball. Then I pull them out. Then I sauteed up just one large yellow onion. And then the gravy really is just brown gravy mix and water.
That's easy.
So the powder.
We got about 30 seconds,
and
just FYI.
Top with cheese. Okay, and then save the best for last. Beef jerky granola bars.
Those look interesting.
Okay, so we threw some beef jerky in a granola bar recipe, homemade granola bars. 16 grams of protein per serving. It makes 16 servings. It's a 9x13 pan. So how big is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of fun, yeah. Some sunflower seeds, some quick oats, some chocolate chips, and then savory, chewy beef jerky in there.
Healthy.
It's pretty good.
Beeftips.com?
Beeftips.com.
Awesome. Angie, thank you so much.
Of
Good
course.
inspiration for fall. We love it. Thanks for watching News 3 Now Noon. Coming up next is The Bold and the Beautiful. Our next newscast is coming up live at 4. And a reminder, you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. Make it a great day.